I think we're gonna be coming back in here. I'm thinking I go down there and I probably find something for you and something for you. And that'll make sense of what to do with these things, unless the crowbar is supposed to help me. I can't equip the crowbar. It must get auto-used somewhere. Here, probably. Oh, that's all it's down here. Wow, called that much. Yep. I really called what was going to happen there. Okay.
When using Conarium, we are able to be seen as well as to see. For some time, I was detecting a conscious something, previously unseen by my rudimentary vestiges. Only lately, it becomes clear to me. Now it comes into every session, and seems to materialize more and more each time. I won't attempt describing it, but only would say that it's not benevolent. From what I can get from its glowing semblance, which I believe is used as a way of communication, it can sense you, only if you spend a considerable time within the sessions. I've read about it in the cursed Necronomicon and some elusive records compiled from deep-rooted Bedouin oral literature. Thus learned that it tries reaching the corporeal vessel to dominate and execute the wanderers of the beyond, such as ourselves. But again, against all warnings, I was a fool to believe that I can stop it with just simple signs and incantations. As a resort, we ended up lighting up the place with myriads of candles as well as electrical lamps, but still shiver with fear with every noise our rundown enclave is causing, isolated from ancient darkness of the night.
We are finding something not benevolent. Let's look closer. An object with 8 pointy shapes on it. You don't go in here at all, huh? Curious about you. Okay. Nope, music's being dramatic about nothing right now. Was that fire on before? I feel like maybe the fire wasn't on before. There was a loud noise, like a bang. Kinda thought maybe that would fit together somehow. There's a lot of urns around here. Are they all... do they contain remains?
Looks like a preparation for a long trip.
Locked. Oh, hello. We also have a basement. Yep, that's where it goes. Dr. Faust Journal Entry 3. Lying outside the known space-time continuum, this is a dimension to which the gate is knowledge and the key is the Conarium. As we start to shed our fleshy bindings, we start to perceive more and more. If we inquire by merely knowing and thinking on any subject matter, windows to related time and space open up before our non-material selves, our minds. And what's better, we've grasped that the experiences in the sessions are shared and even improved by all of the attendees' personal knowledge. Even thinking about the possibilities that may bestow upon us in our quest for transcending the limits of our mortal bodies is about to make me crazy. And sometimes I wonder what has been keeping our sanity intact inside of this forbidden place. Behind the thick walls of pitch darkness surrounding us, there is something looming, whispering in my ears in a language familiar, yet I cannot discern its content. Maybe nothing else in here besides the note and of course this. I'm betting bad stuff happens. Hello. Well, this is the one, right? The one that's shaped like an eye? Oh. It's a 3-symbol combination. Interesting. Okay. So I need to look for a clue. That's 3 symbols, basically. Is it my only drawing still? How many secrets do we have at this point? I figure we'll check out his desk.
Locked.
Okay. Not much to go on right there, I don't think. Oh, you can crouch to reach it. Whoops. A letter about the polishing of the initial Conarium. Dear friend, judging from the tone of your last correspondence, I see that you were shocked to hear how far I've been able to progress. You asked me how I did it, and here I tell you every detail. I believe you will remember my mentioning to you a young gentleman named Frank Gilman from Miskatonic University. When I saw his thesis on the pineal gland, its developmental and structural evolution and decadence over the course of thousands of years, I knew I was one step closer to freeing myself from the chains of our corporeal limits. Harley, the boy, was able to understand the underlying notions and spot the details I was unsure of. I contacted and only partly told him about my research so that he may not treat me as others did. As a man of science, I was sure that he would get anxious, and so he did. After days and nights of meticulous work, changing the design of the machine I originally built and fine-tuning it to adapt to our physiology, we managed to make the device work without rejection by the brain. It was not designed for humans, yet we managed to prepare it for us. You remember how those so-called scientific communities mocked me when I first told them about my theory of transcending the human senses using a mechanical device. To hell with them. They mocked me with the assertion that it cannot be tested by current methods of scientific inquiry, and here it is, giving enough empirical data related to the sessions. It is an alien sensation using it, seeing and feeling without the help of one's corporeal body while floating easily in the ocean of darkness. I will write to you again in the coming weeks and invite you personally to see the results. Kind regards, E.W. Ross. Well, now I'm paranoid. I was able to open that, but only when I crouched near it. What else could I have been missing throughout this game? So, we'll keep looking around because you never know what surprises might be around. Like that. I need 3 symbols. I still wonder if this is related to that. Oh, the crowbar's gone. That was apparently its one and singular use. It's weird being back in this house for so long and not being stuck in a weird nightmare dimension or wherever we were. Kind of get the feeling that doors like that might open over time as we proceed. Binoculars, camera, symbol book.
Looks like a preparation for a long trip.
Nothing about that group of items has much indication of what to do. And here we find ourselves once again in the first room. Nothing seems like you can open it. So then my guess would be his office? One, 6, and 13 could almost be interesting, but those aren't... They're not 13 symbols, they're... So that's not a cipher. Not getting a lot to go on here either. Kind of just looking for any grouping of 3 that I might find that might be interpretable in some way. Well, it's definitely not in there, is it? Okay, but what if we tried... Where am I? There we go. It's 1, 6, 13... Can I correlate that with the exhibits? They're all numbered. This relic is from Madagascar. I have 2 versions, but this one is extremely rare. It's called Urhanal D. Nobody knows exactly what it means, but from its symbolic depiction of a dark sphere inside a light one, it is thought that it could mean the underworld. I had it brought by an old captain friend who often visits that island for trading purposes. Six, mask of an all-powerful moon goddess established by an eastern tribe now lost in time. It is from a private collection of late famous hermit Klaus von Herodith. Don't ask me how I got it, I have my ways. Okay, so number 1 mentions... Where was it? Depiction of a dark sphere inside a light one, and this one mentions a moon. 13. Deliberately preserved heads of the Mesopotamian marshland. Such cultivated minds kept in permanence by getting dried under the scorching sun, with methods now lost to us. As well as the sun, they are believed to be symbols of knowledge. Okay, so I have a sphere within a sphere, a moon, and a sun. Those might go together. Are those all in this thing? Sphere within a sphere, moon, sun. That's a good sound, I think. There we go. Ooh. Another one of these. Another phonograph cylinder. Oh, and a phonograph, go figure.
In archaic myths, lurking in shunned and forbidden volumes, I've been able to trace some parts, speaking about a device of non-terrestrial origin that is capable of much more than I could ever imagine. Ancient Conariums, I will call them. Machines which are said to have been built long before mankind ever tread on this planet. The very source of the design I've used to make my own version of the machine.
Never trust someone that's always surrounded by this many coffins. Oh, they've got remains in them. Great. They're not even empty coffins. I'd be worried about these things? These boxes everywhere? Seems like these ones could be opened. Concern. A highly ornamental wooden mask that clearly depicts a cephalopod creature. Just looking at it gives me the shivers. That's wood? No, it's not. It's clearly not wood. That's clearly metal. Lots of webs. Not much else. I guess we're going down.
I hope the ladder doesn't give out under my weight.
We need to stop descending, just in general. Just as a general action, we just stop going down whenever given the option. It's really only negatively paid off so far. Can we just comment for a second about how incredibly fast he's going down this ladder? Dude's in a hurry. Like he wants to hurt himself. It's like they realized that the ladder's really long, so they made the animation fast. Uh-oh. We just drop? Oh, we did, but I might be able to reach it again. Oh, well that's not good.
It's stuck.
Might as well try what it... no, I don't want to risk watching the entire animation again. I kind of figured they wouldn't let me go back, but I don't really know. Body's gone.
Locked.
Same device is definitely making a return. There's another one of these guys.
Phonograph cylinder.
We need to look for another one. Oh, hey. Whoa, that's a complicated one. I wonder if that one goes on the circular device that we haven't been able to use yet. What if the game ends here and we never go back into the caves? That'd be a hell of a surprise. He goes somewhere. It would be a hell of a surprise to find out that we don't actually go back to the Cthulhu caves and we just end the game like somewhere in here. Oh. Weird. Weird. The printer is like printing out like ASCII diagrams, basically. Trying to flip it over so I can read it. Shape resembles an elder? That's not sign. Tong? Tang? Eber? That's terrible handwriting. I can't even sort of interpret. What? Tony? There's so many vertical lines and circles mashed together that, like, it could be almost every type of... There's so many different letters that it could be simultaneously. Aeon old silence of the Tom? It was a blob, a monstrosity of enormous size. Cannot see completely without the device. There's a clock. Probably for timing it.
I remember this place, and what we achieved here. Violating the laws of nature with the help of those dead bodies brought here secretly from only God knows where. Forcing them to cooperate by the means of the cursed necromancy, and dreaming their dreams in those profane sessions to learn forbidden knowledge. Now I can distinctly see how pure madness once roamed here, within our own shoes.
Does the key open one of these doors? Yes. How about this one? Nope, not that one. Okay, we're poking around a little bit more now. Curious. So he says that evil roamed in his own shoes. Like he doesn't approve of his own actions now?
It is said that ancient Conariums have the ability to transfer one's mind outside, through the endless vacuum into other receiving Conariums. Just think about the possibility of shedding off the earthbound mortal coil to reach to the stars and yonder, as a free agent to see the grand scheme above and beyond the third dimension. Being able to contemplate vistas and sense things you could never ever dream of, with the help of the bodily sensations. Finally, we shall overleap time, space, and dimensions, and without bodily motion peer to the bottom of creation. Yes, I know how this sounds to you. This is incomprehensible even for someone like me who spent almost a lifetime on such arcane topics. It is just sad to see. The knowledge has been out there all the time, forevermore, and we failed to read between the lines.
So what did you guys do in this next room? Because everything else... out of everything here, this stuff looks really questionable. Lots of bottles. Tablet. Is that a transportation thing? Okay. That's a trip when the stuff around you starts tripping out. What the hell? Can I leave? No. Well, I don't like the dark door, so I'm gonna go away from that. We haven't tripped out like this since like the beginning of the game. Oh, that's weird. Uh-oh. I'm back to having no items again, but now in a new location. Whoa.
All those years of extensive research have not been in vain. Here it is, lying dormant and standing still beneath the eternally shifting sands of Upuaut for who knows how many millennia.
What is happening in here? Okay, well I never got to use the thing though, so I kind of want to try that. Let's make a save. And I'll try to load the previous closest save I had and see what I can do with that. The question is, can you go back up? Pro status. Neat. You can climb back up and you can skip up here. I want to try to use the disc on the weird pedestal thing we haven't gotten to do anything with that seems like it's kind of important. Oh weird, I got like stuck in a wall for a second there. Okay. A circular metallic object with a 5-pointed design on one side. On the other side there's a complex inscription that looks like a star map. What? Did I find this? I don't think I found this before. As I told in some banned ancient volumes I was able to acquire, it is evident the Conarium, when properly adapted to work with the human psyche and physiology, can transcend the mind beyond limits of time and space into peculiar place we are yet to explore. If not for our own experiences corresponding exactly with the depictions provided in the Necronomicon and other books of forgotten lore, I would easily declare myself a madman. Conclusively, I have solid evidence printed out for me to justify the objectivity of my position. That dimension is completely devoid of light, other than some small glowing and morphing geometrical shapes appearing and disappearing momentarily around us. It also feels extremely cold, but I do believe these are just null sensations that our physical bodies attain from what is otherwise impossible to acquire without the Conarium. It is not for us to see this fantastic void with a pair of corporeal eyes, and possibly we are the first explorers ever to reach the ancient forbidden place. But the question now weighing heavily on my mind is whether we can ever fully understand this existence with hindrance of our own limited sensations. Well, now I'm extra paranoid about what I might be missing around here. Dang it. I didn't even... Dang, that was like... It was just in the pile of papers. Nothing else seems grabbable, though. Making me feel like a damn crazy person. So where would I use this device is the question, because I'm not really sure. Has a constellation thing to it. I figured here seemed like the right spot. But this thing keeps not doing anything. Should I turn off the lights if I can? Don't think I can. I'm not sure. Wait. Oh, you sneaky little bastard. Is that where it goes? Hello. Well, there we go. So it's the same star map we saw before, isn't it? Hidden little slot down there. Crouching's important, kids. I wonder if that's placed there to incentivize you to crouch, to remind you of that, because they're in the same room.
I don't exactly remember this device, but the projected image is the same with the star map I've seen on the dome in the underground level of the pre-human city. What was it that Dr. Faust was looking for?
Hey! It's a secret. And we are back now, having fulfilled that particular secret I was trying to follow up on. Noted down the symbol. You got that from that? Where? Circular stone tablet, lots of inscriptions on it. A circular stone tablet with mostly illegible symbols on it. However, one symbol, which appears to be in the shape of the Canis Major constellation, seems to be repeated several times. I've marked it down in a notebook. I'm not sure I can confidently say I see this symbol on there. Yeah, I feel like a crazy person, but I can't see it. That symbol's not it. These two symbols here, which seem symmetrical, that's not it. And I don't really see it anywhere else. I don't know, it's very noisy, so it's a little hard to pick out, perhaps. Weird. Oh, you look a little different from the lizard guys, don't you? Maybe? Now we have another axe. We're back to having a melee weapon and a flashlight once again. Those two are always established, apparently. A compass. The same map that was on the wall. Binoculars. That's not going anywhere. Alright, creepy statues. What do you got for me?
The hallway seems like it was intentionally blocked with this ornate wall, and there are some primal writings inscribed on it. As far as I can tell, the text talks about a guardian, a formless, glistening and reflectively iridescent black protoplasm, able to mock and reflect all forms and organs.
And I'm gonna have to cut it down, I think. Die, wall. I'm an archaeologist, and I destroy the things that I explore. This guy's got an arm, look at that. Impressive.